Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Veeryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. ओम बोलो स्वामी सद्गुरु शिवानंद महाराज की जय. ओम बोलो स्वामी विष्णुदेवानंद महाराज की जय. हरि ओम तत्सत्. I offer my pranams to the lotus feet of our masters. I pray masters give us all the perfect understanding. It's Swami who speaks. It's Swami who listens through all of us. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya. Getting into chapter 9. Chapter 9 is Yoga of Kingly Signs and Kingly Secret. Royal signs and royal secrets. Swami Shivananda, in his commentary, he calls it as kingly signs and kingly secret. So, there are three factors. One is self, the jiva. Then the world, Jagat. And God, Jagadishwara. Ultimately, we understand all these. There are three factors. All these three are one. It appears as different, but they are one. Lord Krishna says, you experience this only when you surrender to me totally and when you overcome this Maya. The real understanding of these three factors are into one. That can happen only when you surrender to me, when you overcome this Maya. So in this chapter, Bhagavan Krishna explains, reveals the secret, the kingly secret of the nature. With this, he reveals the Bhakti Bhav, the nature of the Bhakti also. With this background, we'll get into chapter 9. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Navamodhyayaha. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Idam tu te guhyatamam. Pravakshyamya nasuyave jnana vijnana sahitam yajñatva mokshase shubhat. Lord Krishna is not waiting for any question from Arjuna, anticipating whatever the student can have the doubt, anticipating that Lord Krishna continues in this chapter. So he says, hey Arjuna, I will reveal you the topmost secret. Guhyatamam. Guhyatamam means the topmost secret, the most confidential. Secrets are always kept confidential, the most secret. Jnana vijnana sahitam. We have seen this in the previous chapter. Jnanam is knowledge. Vijnanam is wisdom. Jnana, the knowledge, as long as it remains as knowledge, it's only the theory. We have collected the information. Vijnanam, I shall show you the path through which you can experience. In the previous chapter, Bhagavan Krishna shows us the path through which we can directly experience this jnanam and gets the wisdom. So the theory gives us the understanding, and the path through which we are going to walk in that path, that gives the direct experience. So knowledge is jnanam and experience is the wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom. Jnana vijnana sahitam. I shall depart you this confidential, the secret. Pravakshyam. Pravakshyami means I shall reveal. I shall reveal this knowledge to you. Because why am I choosing you? Because you are anasuyave. You have this wonderful quality, Arjuna. You are free from seeing faults in everything. They are people, ordinary people, they always find faulters. They find fault in everything. They are fault seekers. They are called asuya. All the time seeking, only finding the fault in every work. Anasuya means you don't find fault. There is no dosha in you. You are non-envious. There is no envy in you. You always admire things. So I am choosing you to reveal this knowledge. Yajnatva mokshase subhat. Yajnatva, having learned this, having understood this secret, what do you gain? Upon knowing this knowledge, you will be released from Shubhat, from the miseries of material existence. This material existence is always bundle of misery. We have seen in the last chapter, Dukkhalayam. Dukkhalayam. All the time the house of sorrows. So upon knowing this knowledge, you will be released from that ashubham, that misery of material existence. You will be freed from this samsara. Having gone to that wisdom, having realized that wisdom, you will not be getting into this wrong identification of this body and mind. You will be free from that miseries. Slokam number 2. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyakshavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartumavyayam. Lord Krishna describes the greatness of this knowledge. Rajavidya. Rajavidya means this is the royal knowledge, the king of all knowledge, supreme of all knowledge, this Atma Vidya. Rajaguhyam, this is the topmost secret, the profound secret, the king of all secrets. Rajaguhyam. Pavitram Uttamam, this is the best. Uttamam means best. Pavitram, purest. Pavitram Uttamam, this is the best, the best purifier. Pratyakshavagamam. Pratyakshavagamam. Avagamam. Directly you can experience this pratyaksha. Directly you can experience. This is directly realizable. Once you realize this, then it becomes your wisdom. Dharmyam, this is according to the most righteousness. Susukam kartum. Easily you can perform this. Easily you can follow this path and you can perform this. Avyayam. Avyayam is, this is that everlasting. This is the permanent truth. This, there is no perish, there is no destruction to this. This truth is the ever permanent truth and this lasts forever. Avyayam. One realized master, the enlightened person, benefit, what is the benefit of this entire world? This is the royal science, this is the king science, this is the royal mystery, this is the most profound secret, this is pure, this is the Uttamam, this is very high, and this is easily comprehensible, and this is imperishable. So Bhagavan is saying what is the greatness of this knowledge. Slokam number 3. Ashradyadana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Hey Parantapa, hey Arjuna, Ashraddha. Shraddha means faith. Ashraddha, people who do not have faith in this path, people who do not have faith in this knowledge, people who do not have faith in this dharma. Such people, Purushaha, such people, such persons, Dharma, this dharma, this Rajavidya, this Rajaguhyam, this knowledge, aprapya. Prapya means they can attain. Aprapya means they cannot attain. Without attaining me, when they do not have faith in this knowledge, when they do not have faith in this royal path, when they do not have faith in this royal secret, they do not attain me. Aprapyam, they do not attain me, they do not get oneness with me, they come back. Nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani, they come back to this world and they get into this birth and death cycle, and they get into this papa punya all the time. Helplessly they will come back, get into this birth and because they do not have faith. Ashraddha. Shraddha means faith in this knowledge. Those who do not have faith in this knowledge, they will not follow this path and they will get into this samsara, this misery, this house of dukkhalayam, this house of miseries. They get into this birth and death cycle all the time. Unless they pick up the faith and they follow this royal path, they cannot attain me. Slokam number 4. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadam avyaktamurtina. I exist in each and every particle of this world. Every particle that you take, I exist in this. From Brahma, who is a creator, from the Brahma to the blade of grass, to the lowermost blade of grass, I pervade in everything totally in this world. There is nothing in this world which is non-divine. There is nothing in this world where I do not exist. The presence of God is there in everything. The entire world has been pervaded by me. How? In unmanifest form. Can we see? No, we cannot see. Like mud. Mud pervades in mud pot, in whatever mud vessel, in whatever form, shape that you give, name that you give, the mud exists. You take that mud pot, you can smell the mud in that, you can taste the mud in that, you can touch and feel that is mud pot. There are different names and forms, but in everything the mud pervades. Everything is made up of that mud. Similarly, the entire cosmos, any smallest particle that you take and any biggest, the Brahma, the creator, from the Brahma to the blade of grass, in everything Lord pervades. Can we see it? No, we cannot see it. Avyakta Murtina, in unmanifest form, beyond comprehension of this senses, body and mind, intellect. We cannot see with this body, mind and intellect. Like you and your friend are going into a garden in the night. You have a torchlight and it is a dark night. You have a torchlight. With the help of the torchlight, you have the light and you, both of you are walking. And your friend is asking how that this equipment is giving that light. And you are telling that it is a torchlight and there is a battery inside. And your friend says that I want to see the battery. And when you take the battery, the light goes off. The battery is the source of that torchlight. Similarly, the Bhagwan, with this body, mind and intellect, you cannot see. Because the Bhagwan is the Lord, the Supreme is the source of it. We cannot see through this body, mind and intellect. Natatra, in the scriptures also they say Natatra Suryopatam na Chandra Tarakam. Natatra Suryopati na Chandra Tarakam. The Suryan, the sun, the light, through the sun, the light comes. But the sunlight does not reach him. The moonlight does not reach him, because the God's light only projects through this sun. The God's light projects through this moon. The nature of it, the sun just stays there, we get the heat and light. But the God comes through that sun and he gives the light. For therefore they are said to be exist. God said to exist. But you have me in your own self. In every self of all the beings I exist. All this world is pervaded by me, but in unmanifest form. You cannot see. Matstani sarva bhutani nacha aham teshvavastitaha. All beings exist in me, but I do not dwell in them. I do not exist in them. How? In gold ornaments. In chain, you see the gold. In ring, you see the gold. In necklace, you see the gold. Gold exists in all jewelry items. But jewelry cannot exist without that gold. In the same way, all beings I exist, but I do not dwell in them. I do not depend in them. Slokam number 5. Nacha massani bhutani pashya me yogamaishwaram bhuta brinna cha bhutastaha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Nacha matsani bhutani. In my real nature, there is no world. In my real nature, there is no world. World is just an appearance on me. There is no world. In my essential nature, only I am there. On me, this world appears, the Maya. Pashya me yogamaishwaryam. That is my divine energy, my Maya Shakti. That you see. The example which we have seen before, the movie screen in the theater. On the entire movie screen, that's a white screen. On that movie screen, the entire entertainment happens. The movie is running on that white screen. We see the hero, heroine, villain, the song, the audio, visuals, everything we see on the movie screen, but we do not see the white screen behind the movie. Because the entertainment, the Maya, is so powerful, we are engrossed in that movie. If somebody is going to come and tell that there is a white screen in the back, we will not be able to see the white screen. Why? Because we see this Maya, that entertainment. And after the movie is over, when everything is switched off, you see the white screen. And where is the hero? Where is the heroine? There was a situation, there is a sorrow scene where you shed tears getting associated with that scene. Where is the song for which you clapped hands? Everything dissolved. It is just now the blank screen. Similarly, the entire movie is pervaded by the screen. Without that screen, the movie cannot run. The entire movie is depending on that screen. But the screen do not depend on that movie. The screen is independent of that movie. After the movie is over, there is no dialogue of the hero. There is no dialogue of the heroine. There is no song, nothing. It is just a blank white screen. This whole world, the samsara, is a drama. The Maya, the projected by the mind and the thoughts. In me, there are no beings. Nacha matsani bhutani. There are no beings on me. Pashyame yogamaishwaram. The Lord's great yogam. That is Lord's great yogam. There is nothing. Just a blank white screen. Bhuta brinna cha bhutastaha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Though I am taking care of all of them, because it is my divine energy, the Maya exists, I am nourishing all of them. Although I am the creator, sustainer of all the living beings, I am not influenced by them. really speaking, it doesn't exist in me. I do not depend on them. I myself never dwell on them. Like ocean, there is in the ocean, the waves come and the wave exists, the wave dissolves, but the ocean is not affected by any of that. Slokam number 6. Yata kashastito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tata sarvani bhutani matstani tyupadharaya. Arjuna, now I will give you one, Krishna Bhagavan is giving one more example with Akash, with the space. Understand this with the example of Akasham, Arjuna. In the space, the air, the Vayu exists. Just as air exists in the space, all being exists in me. The mighty wind, when it blows, when the wind is moving everywhere, the wind is moving everywhere, but it rests in the space, in the Akasham. Likewise, all these beings rest in me. The nature of space is just avyaktam. We cannot see the space. We cannot smell the space. We cannot touch the space. We cannot hear. All is very subtle. God is subtler than that space. The space pervades. For example, the clouds. The blank screen, the blank sky, the sky is completely clear. The cloud exists. And we see the cloud. And that gives some shape. And then it gets merged again. So, the space pervades in the clouds in unmanifest form. We cannot see the space. But there are clouds that we say. The clouds that exist in the space, but the space do not dependent on the clouds. So, Bhagavan is giving that example. All where you go and see the sky, there is a clear sky. You enjoy the clear sky and suddenly clouds appear. And when these clouds appear, they give some shape, they give some color. The form also happens sometimes, and slowly again all these forms get merged into that, and suddenly all these clouds disappear, and again you see clear sky again. In south we have a temple, Chidambaram temple. This Chidambaram temple, the god is God is worshipped as space. There is a Chidambara Rahasyam in the Chidambaram temple. It is in south. That's the closest. So God is that it's pervading in the closest. Tata sarvani bhutani matstani tyupadharaya. Upadharaya means know this, Arjuna. Know this, that all living beings, sarvani bhutani, all living beings rest always in me. Every living being, the self is the self in that living being is me. All the living beings, they just rest always on me. Slokam number 7. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punastani kalpadau visrujamyaham. All these beings, they are born through my nature, my prakriti, and again they merge back into my nature. Right from Brahma to the blade of grass, all the beings at the end of this kalpa, they merge into me. We have seen in the previous chapter, 1 day of Brahma is 1000 Chatur Yugam. Chatur Yugam is 4 yugams. 4 yugams into 1000 is Brahma's 1 day. 4 yugam into 1000 is Brahma's 1 night. So one day of Brahma, day and night, is complete day of Brahma is this Chaturyugam multiplied by 2000. Now Brahma lives for 100 years. Imagine the calculation. Brahma's lifespan is 100 years. And after this 100 years, one day is 1000 Chaturyugam, night is 1000 Chaturyugam. Like one day is Chaturyugam multiplied by 2000. And Brahma has a lifespan of 100 years, 360 days. And after this 100 years, even Brahma is dissolved into that supreme. After dissolving, then a new Brahma comes. So at the end of Brahma's lifespan, again all the new creation happens. So I only project this entire world. Arjuna, understand this. I only project in this entire world. Everything is projected by my Prakriti, like this cloud and space. The clear sky you see, and suddenly cloud appears. And this cloud, when it gets merged, then again you see the clear sky. Similarly, when everything, all these, when you go beyond all this, then you see one and only me. Arjuna, Kaunteya, the son of Kunti, all beings understand, they go into my Prakriti, my nature. Prakriti means nature, my Prakriti at the end of this Kalpa. And at the beginning of next Kalpa, I send them back again. Slokam number 8. Prakritim swamavashtamya visrujami punah punaha bhutagramamimam kritsnam avasham prakrite vashat. Controlling my Prakriti, Maya, my nature, visrujami punah punaha. I project in this world again and again. All the beings, all living beings that you see here, all particles, they are all projected with the help of my divine energy, with the help of my material energy. Kritsnam avasham prakrite vashat. All of them are helplessly projected again and again. Why helplessly? Because my nature, based on my nature, I give them this rupa. This helpless means it is Lord's nature. I don't have to do anything. It is just my Prakriti, and this world is projected. On the projection, you see all these beings, and they keep on moving, having their experience. Whatever is their limited experience, they keep on moving and they keep on experiencing. So Bhagavan says everything that is happening is completely, totally in accordance with my force, which is the nature, which is the nature. The Prakriti is again Maya. It's based on 3 gunas we have seen in previous chapters. Based on my nature, on this, the entire living beings are moving and having their experiences. With this, we'll come to the end of today's session. We'll chant Om 3 times. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Om Bolo Swami Sadguru Shivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Bolo Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks for joining. See you on Monday, same time, 4 o'clock. Enjoy a beautiful weekend.